What's up, everyone? This is FP6 bringing you some more Go Battle League videos. This video is actually going to be some practice Go Battle League matches in the Master League against some of my patrons. So huge shout out to all these folks that I battled here in this video. In this video, I'm trying to use a lot of different Master League Pokemon. Master League is here. Are you guys ready for this? I definitely feel a lot more ready than the first time it rolled around in the preseason. Personally, and again, this is just my personal opinion here, but I feel like the core of Dialga, Melmetal, and Giratina Origin is one of the strongest teams that you can bring in Master League, because even if you bring Pokemon to counter these three Pokemon, they are so strong at fulfilling their roles. So I'm going to be honest, now that the leaderboard, the global leaderboard is out and about, I'm going to be going pretty try-hard on these Go Battle League matches here in Master League. I'm mostly going to be rolling with that team of three. However, I know that you guys still want to see new Pokemon and interesting content, so I need some feedback from you guys in the comments. Would you rather see live battles of me like going super try-hard using a team that I'm comfortable with? Even if that means it's the same three Pokemon over and over again, but seeing how intense the battles are at some of these top battles in the world. Or would you rather see some videos of me trying to use some other Pokemon, but I might not actually do it in Go Battle League because I'm scared to drop my ranking because I'm so highly ranked right now. Let me know your thoughts. I'm definitely open to trying some new teams, but off camera, I'm definitely going to be using probably a pretty consistent line of three to really boost my rating. But yeah, you can see on the screen here a lot of different Pokemon that we're going to be taking a look at today. So this first line of three that I ran with was Giratina Origin, Dialga, and Melmetal, which again I feel like is a very solid line of three. Melmetal is so annoying to go against. It does require some finesse to use though. I'm running Thunder Shock, Superpower, and Rock Slide on it. And that Superpower will drop your attack and defense after you use it. So typically you want to stack those back to back when you use it. Bringing out an Articuno here against Dialga. We saw Articuno used a lot in Ultra League. In Master League, it doesn't have as much swag because Dialga is all over the place, so that your ice attacks are only hitting for neutral, and Melmetal is going to be everywhere, which absolutely hard counters Articuno. Rhyperior is another solid option here. The Mud Slap damage really threatens Dialga and Melmetal. Both of them kind of breaks up that core there. And you can see my opponent is using their Machamp, which is totally shredding my Rhyperior here. I believe these first battles are up against Bandman Clayton, one of my patrons, so huge shout out to him. Thanks for supporting the channel, man. Out comes Kyogre. Kyogre is an amazing pick. Here in Master League, you essentially, the best possible Pokemon you can have is a 100% IV Pokemon because you're going to be maxing these things out. Master League is not for the stingy at heart with your Stardust. You got to max these things out. A lot of them are legendary Pokemon which require 100,000 dust for the secondary move. It's brutal out there. Get yourself a decent Stardust grind spot and start grinding dust. I know it's very hard in these quarantine times, but unfortunately there is no budget options for Master League. Everything's got to be maxed out here. I have my Articuno against Kyogre. This is not good. Even though the Ancient Power damage has been significantly dropped, I'm still going to go for Ancient Power here because it will hit for neutral, and if I could get the boost, that'd be amazing. But this Kyogre is definitely going to be able to take me out here. And Kyogre does win the CMP against Articuno. So Bandman Clayton is going to be able to take this match. Good game there. Let's see what I bring out here. Togekiss, Ursaring, and Mewtwo. Holy cow. That is an interesting team. Togekiss is very solid as a lead. It's going to threaten those dragon types like Giratina and Dialga. However, against Dialga, you do need to look out for the Iron Head. They switch out of the Mewtwo there, and Groudon comes out. If this Groudon is running Fire Blast, I do need to be careful. So I most likely am going to commit a shield here, but it's only an Earthquake. I would double resist that And so no need to shield that. I bring out my own Mewtwo. This is running Psycho Cut, Psystrike, which is the legacy move, and Ice Beam. When Elite Charge TMs come out, Mewtwo is definitely one of the top contenders to have an Elite Charge TM used on it, and you could roll with Psystrike and Shadow Ball, really give you great coverage there. He's using a Darkrai, which is also a really solid pick in Master League, running Snarl, Dark Pulse, and Focus Blast. That Focus Blast can essentially one-shot a Dialga, and the Dark Pulse does so much damage to Giratina, but Darkrai is very glassy and gets melted by Togekiss, as we see right there. Going for the Ancient Power here, even though it's not going to do that much damage, if I can get a boost, it's always really great. And I still get a shield, which is really good for me. Flamethrower would do more damage in that scenario. I do shield up the Shadow Ball. Out comes Ursaring. This Ursaring is rolling with Shadow Claw, Close Combat, and Play Rough here. I'm going for Close Combat. Just because that would have probably barely been enough to take out the Mewtwo. Mewtwo is very glassy. We saw Ursaring used a little bit in Ultra League, but that was 100% maxed out Ursaring right there, so Figure wanted to get some use out of it. Out comes Togekiss again, and this should be enough to take out the Mewtwo, and I'm able to take that game. Good games there. Going up against Dab from C, another patron, so thank you so much for supporting the channel. Giratina, again, is very solid, and Giratina against Groudon. I do have to worry about the Earthquake. And Dab from C's Pokemon, they are not maxed out here, so the performance of them may be a little bit less than the maxed out Pokemon that you would expect to see. So just keep that in mind in these matchups. Looks like I'm rolling with my try-hard line of 3 here in this first line here. But you can see how much damage this Dragon Breath is doing to Groudon. I do need to look out for the Earthquake. Groudon is a pretty decent response to Dialga. Running Mud Shot, Earthquake, and you could run Solar Beam to threaten those Kyogres. I think that'd be a really solid choice because that's one of the things that Groudon really has to worry about. But you could also run Fire Blast if you want to threaten the Charmers. That's... or if you want to threaten Togekiss and have some play there. But I'm just going for the Draco Meteor. I do prefer Draco Meteor as the moveset on my Dialga, just for those last second nukes that you can get off versus Thunder. Thunder's nice against Kyogre, but honestly, I already feel comfortable in that matchup anyways, so... Okay, I'm going with a Weavile lead here, and I should have changed the fast move on my Weavile here. It was still running Ice Shard. I would definitely recommend Snarl for the faster energy generation. Weavile is insanely glassy, but can output so much damage. So this Avalanche is going to hit Gyarados for neutral damage, very strong neutral damage. They do shield that up, and it looks like it was actually a CMP tie there. I'm also running Focus Blast on my Weavile for those one-hit wonders on Dialga. I'm able to get to this Avalanche again. This most likely was a CMP tie again, but I don't think I'm going to have enough health to get to another charge move here, and so the Gyarados feints me, but I am up a shield. Don't have the best response to this because Dragonite is going to come out and take super effective damage from the Dragon Breath. Dragonite, another really solid option, running Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw, and my Dragonite is running Hurricane right here. I don't really know why. You could roll with Draco Meteor if you have the Legacy moveset on it, or you could run with Outrage for just a little bit heavier hitting damage. I just wanted to give my Dragonite some slightly different coverage moves, but I don't think Hurricane's going to benefit me in any scenario. Maybe to one-shot a Machamp, possibly, but... So I have my Rhyperior on the Dialga. This is a favorable matchup for me, but the Iron Head would hit for super effective. That's what I'm saying, man. Dialga, even when you have some of its counters against it, still can do so much damage to its hardest counters there. I land the Surf on the Groudon. I'm actually going to be able to land 2 Surfs here. Excuse the noise in the background. Katie is making some pizza tonight. It is Friday, so it is pizza time. So if you hear some clinking and clanging around back there, she's making the dough from scratch. Huge shout out to the wifey, because pizza is amazing. Mewtwo against Altered Form Giratina running Dragon Breath. So we have seen Altered Form Giratina everywhere in Ultra League. Personally, I do not have an Altered Form Giratina built yet. They're most likely running Dragon Claw and Shadow Sneak. Okay, they are running Ancient Power. Ever since Ancient Power got that the nerf to its damage, I do think Shadow Sneak is the way to go now. Because it gives you at least a little bit of play against the Melmetal and the other steel types that you will run into. So I bring out my Ursaring to give this Giratina some big old bear hugs. And I'm totally farming this down with Shadow Claw. This Ursaring is so loaded. Got so much energy on this big old bear. Because of Ursaring's normal typing, you do take heavily resisted damage from Giratina, which is great. I land the first close combat, which is insane. My Shadow Claws are still doing super effective to this Metagross. Metagross, another solid pick in the Master League. Running Bullet Punch, Meteor Mash, which is a legacy move, so you definitely need Meteor Mash, and Earthquake as a secondary move there to threaten the Dialgas. Out comes my Mewtwo. I won the CMP tie on the Psystrike, which takes out the Metagross. Swampert in the back. I do need to get off this Psystrike, and I do not want to be Water Gun farmed down. They are running with a Water Gun on their Swampert, which is very interesting. I prefer Mud Shot on my Swampert just for the faster energy generation. Out comes Mamoswine, another pretty decent option in Master League. You have that avalanche damage to threaten the Giratina, as well as the Dialga, and Bulldoze for Melmetal and Dialga as well. So going up against Champ Sero for these final battles here. Shout out to Champ Sero. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Man, I'm starting all over the place today. I have my Metagross on the Togekiss, which is an unbelievably amazing matchup for me. So I do need to keep in mind that they have the Togekiss in the back. My Metagross is, again, rolling with Earthquake here to threaten the damage on the Melmetal. Here's the thing with Melmetal. After you throw the superpower, your attack and defense as well are both dropped. So I know this is going to be another superpower. I'm actually going to shield this up, commit both my shields to my Metagross, because I want to maintain switch advantage in this matchup. And because the Melmetal has been defense dropped so much, look how much damage Meteor Mash does. This is most likely going to be another superpower, but it's really not doing that much damage at this point. So they give up switch advantage there. Now I can bring out my Machamp. My Machamp has totally avoided the Togekiss, which is really good for me. I do need to keep in mind that they have the Togekiss in the back, and my Dragonite also needs to avoid that. Snorlax, another amazing pick in Master League. The Lick as the fast move, great super effective damage against Giratina. Body Slam gives you a pretty spammy move that also hits for fairly strong damage and is pretty spammy. As well as probably Earthquake as the secondary move, but I have seen people roll with Superpower or Outrage. Both of those are possible options as well. Out comes that Togekiss. My Metagross is ready to go for this thing. Instantly gonna hit the Meteor Mash here and probably one-shot this Togekiss. Down goes Togekiss. Out comes the Melmetal again. And this Meteor Mash should be enough to take out this Melmetal. Good game there. Gyarados is pretty interesting. Oh, I'm going with my Weavile lead again. Let's see how this plays out. Against Kyogre, this is not the best, especially since I'm running Ice Shard as the fast move. Those the waterfalls are doing so much damage to me. So I switched into my Dialga to catch this Surf, which is really great. I'm going to resist the damage. I'm expecting a switch out. They're staying in here for a little bit longer, which is very interesting. Kyogre also has access to Blizzard or Thunder. Most people are running Blizzard. Just for that nuke potential against Giratina. And they have a Torterra in the back. This is very interesting. I'm just going straight for the Draco Meteor nuke here. It does get shielded up. That's okay. My Dragon Breath damage still chips away. I could have possibly double Iron Head. That would have been a decent play. My Swampert cannot be brought into this. Definitely not. But here's where my ice shards are actually doing double super effective damage to this Torterra. Sand Tomb, oh man, so they dropped my defense, great play. Razor Leaf still does so much damage. My Weavile is very loaded. Out comes Kyogre. Can we get this Focus Blast on this ginormous whale? Boom! That was amazing. Out comes Snorlax. I am resisting that lick damage, but it still hurts. Weavile is so glassy. Am I going to get the last shield with this Avalanche? I do. I can now bring out my Swampert. Since I'm up a shield, I should be able to take out this Snorlax. But Snorlax in Master League really gets to achieve its maximum bulk. And it's very crazy how tanky this thing is. So I am going for the Earthquake right off the bat because shields are down. This is just going to be another Body Slam, which is definitely the way to go here. You do get stab damage and it's more energy efficient. And at this point, I'm really hoping that the Snorlax is in Hydro Cannon range because I know he's going to get to another Body Slam pretty fast, but it's not. And I'm getting real nervous here, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is this Body Slam going to be enough to take me out? Barely not enough to take me out. I don't get another Mud Shot off. Out comes Weavile, and one Ice Shard takes out the Snorlax. That was so close. Machamp, Gyarados, and Articuno. You'll never believe this, everyone. The Gyarados that I have is a shiny 100% Gyarados. I could not believe it, man. When I clicked on that thing and it was shiny and then appraised it, it was absolutely insane. So that I don't have too many like crazy impressive shinies, but that is the one where I'm like, yeah, I'm proud of this little fish flying dragon thing. It's red and it is 100% IV, and I finally get to get a little bit of use out of it in Master League. I use it in raids sometimes, but now it has the moveset for PvP, which is Dragon Breath, Crunch, and Hydro Pump is what I'm running on that. We see CMP tie against that Metagross. My Machamp is running Cross Chop and Rock Slide. There is definitely a considerable moveset of Close Combat instead of Cross Chop. Close Combat hits so hard. But Cross Chop is very spammy, and it doesn't debuff you, which is very nice. I thought I could tank that Ancient Power and get to this Hydro Pump, but it does not happen. That was a huge fail, and Champzero is definitely going to be able to take this match. Hope you guys are ready for Master League, and I hope that this video helped you out with some possible picks that you could include. Again, let me know what type of videos you want to see within the Master League. If you like this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. If you want to support the channel, head on over to my Patreon. The link will be down in the description. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.